Hello and welcome back. I hope you've really taken the suggestion to your heart and you've done the exercise from the last video. But I'm not your parent, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but you have to check with your own heart and assume responsibility for your life. But to take in suggestions by somebody else might be a good idea if it feels right for you. So if you haven't done that, go pause the video and do it now. The topic of this video is our great motivation, the benefits of aliveness for our life, and to see why it really transforms every area of our lives. You see, the objective of the entire introductory module that is now slowly coming to an end is to see that aliveness really is the only option that we have. And we've stated before, that life pushes us towards facing certain things, to evoking those emotions and aliveness out of that, and reminding us with all those beautiful things we see out there that aliveness is all around and within, outside and in here. But not only that, it gives rise to see that it's the only option that we truly have, but also that there is no other way to find fulfillment and to find happiness, to have like a great relationship. And why that is, we want to explore right now, right here in this video. And I hope this is the outcome for this particular video, is that we really get to see like all areas of our lives are going to transform, and in what subtle ways they do, this is what we're going to see. So, the fuel for change and to find fulfillment is what comes out of aliveness. You see, when we want to change our lives, or let me put it this way, if we don't change our lives, why is that? Either we don't have enough clarity about what we want, but this can easily be achieved. But then there is the lack of energy in order to go beyond those things that have held us back in the past, because the reason why we cannot change our lives, we feel we cannot change our lives, is because we are trapped by our patterns that we feel we cannot overcome, that we feel we cannot overcome ourselves. But the truth is, it takes time and effort and energy to do that, but it is possible. And so to unlock the fuel, to change our lives, this is what aliveness can give you, and this is the work with our emotions that we will come in the body, in the core modules of working with our emotions. This is where we can really tap into the fuel to change our lives and also to find fulfillment. You see, we will come to realize in the upcoming modules that beyond the emotions, when the emotions are fully felt and arise, run their course, and then they pass again, that the deeper sentiment of fulfillment that is underneath will be uncovered and can be felt. And fulfillment is something different than being happy and being joyful. And this is also what we want to see. So, does it need anything else for you actually to be convinced to really follow through on this course? I mean, if you have the power to change your life, just imagine what you could do. Am I saying this is easy? Am I saying I'm giving you the golden key after which everything becomes totally easy? No, I'm not. But I'm saying after that everything gets easier. In the sense of that you actually have what it takes to change your life. This is energy, but energy also needs to be built and can habitually, come to the surface when we just learn to work, to do the inner work, as it said. Like the work within makes life work out, and this is exactly what it is, you see. So, and fulfillment, we've said after that. And to make it nice and concise, we will go in detail in those first two. And the other areas of your life might be spiritual growth, if you are on the spiritual journey. If you're not, that might not apply to you. But if you are, the work with the emotions and aliveness is something that is missing in many spiritual teachings. And, when you miss facing those things within, your deep traumas and the things that you don't want to face, also making life-altering decisions, this is something that in spirituality oftentimes is neglected. That's at least the way I feel about it, and I see it. It aids our spiritual growth, because by going down this path that this course suggests, making life-altering decisions and feeling everything that is there, we truly learn how life works. And spiritual work is nothing else but to learn how life works and then live in alignment and in accordance with life. And you really will feel that by going through the exercises and the suggestions of this course about taking action, you will really see like your presence being heightened and your senses being sharpened and all those things that correspond with spiritual growth, and of course like a greater sense of happiness and just empowerment resting within yourself. So spiritual growth will come from aliveness as well, so it's truly worth it if this is one of your outcomes for your life. Self-esteem as well. When you feel alive, you know, aliveness kind of is the gift that life hands you for taking the effort to work through your conditioning, what prevents you from being happy, from finding fulfillment, and from changing your life. Aliveness comes from that, by overcoming your, you know, stifling habits of like being in the prison of your mind. And self-esteem comes from that. Self-esteem does not really come from talking yourself into that and not really changing a lot and making the false assumption that at first I need to raise my self-esteem and then all those other things come natural. That might happen, but for most people they come from a wrong place within, you know, from a fearful place, and put the self-esteem kind of, you know, as the practice in the front in order to avoid facing what really needs to be faced. Do you see that? So by facing what is really there and feeling alive, you know, and working with everything that is there and learning to accept that and let it come up, we also have like great self-esteem, and just, you know, you name all the things that an increased sense of self-esteem would transform your life. It's incredible. Also for our relationships, whether it might be child rearing or long-term relationships or even dating, you know. In child rearing, when you're truly alive, you transmit that to your child, because children are alive. And when they have a parent who is truly alive, they will grow up in a beautiful, harmonious environment where actually their nature, like your nature, corresponds to the nature of the child. So the child recognizes itself in you. So you can be like a great role model. So if you truly love your child, like this course and those practices around that, this is what you've got to do, no question. Also with long-term relationships, you know. Have you ever made the experience of like being in a relationship with somebody and then after a certain time it kind of wanes and gets not so exciting anymore? And or, you know, you might have seen it in others, or, you know, the soap operas on TV where this is displayed and made fun about, you know, like the aliveness goes out. And by you being alive and bringing this aliveness to the relationship, you kind of awaken the whole relationship to life, you know. You know, whether your partner does the same kind of work for him or her, that's like a totally different question, you know, to really realize, is that the right partner for me? But that's not the question of the course, you know. Right here is about transforming yourself first, bringing that to the relationship and really see improvements in that, because the sparks of emotion in a relationship comes from you just being in a beautiful state, from you being in the state of aliveness, is feeling vibrant, feeling everything that is there, and really being sad when you're sad, but then also being truly uplifted when you're uplifted, and being able to transmit that to others as well. And also in dating, you see, when we talk about, you see, why do we go to the gym? Why do we eat healthy? You know, in younger years, you know, maybe if you're kind of my age, you see it around all your friends, and you know what's displayed in TV, like why do we want to be attractive? You see, I mean, sorry, why do we do all those things? It is, I've given it away, because we want to be more attractive. But what really is attractive is not muscle, or is not money, or is not fashion, or is not nice glossy shining hair if you're a girl. Yes, they contribute to that, but what really is truly attractive is aliveness, you know, because at some point, you know, every person, and mostly women are quicker to realize that, but every person realizes that, like, it's not really the looks or what the person has, but what the being of the person is. Because even, you know, if you're in the arms of your man and he hits hard the gym and there's like love and money, but then, you know, you sit on the couch and you have nothing to talk about, because like he is basically not really connected to his emotions, so he can't really feel you. And when you're a man, you know, you have like a girl who's like, yeah, can't really let go of those things, and, you know, can't really enjoy the moment. So aliveness is what truly is attractive in the long term as well, and in the short term as well. Because funny enough, when you have this aliveness, all those things that we've been talking about, you know, the nice shiny glossy hair and hitting the gym and doing exercise, all those things can come from that because it takes energy to take care of yourself, you know, to do the whole beauty stuff and to hit the gym hard and all those things. You see, it comes from aliveness. So also the dating life will transform. Now, in your career, and I try to make this video now a little bit more concise, but I believe like those top two areas of your life that we've been speaking about right now are so crucial, and to understand that and to really take the time to see that all areas of your life are going to transform, because aliveness, the word life is in there. When you are aliveness, you are alive within you, you know, the life within comes up and emits, you know, kind of emits to the outside world from your entire being, from every pore of your being, you see. And also your career will transform. Might it be like creativity and solutions, you know, when you're alive and you're not frustrated and, you know, the emotions are there, you know, sometimes you are frustrated and you don't find solutions, but on the other side, you know, sometimes you really are in a great state of aliveness, like lacking those triggers that pull you back into negativity, and you find solutions much more. Creativity comes from aliveness. Also productivity, you know, when you have a great amount of energy, you can be more productive. And by being alive and learning the ability to feel those things out for yourself and working with yourself, you know, also being kind to yourself and really feel like, okay, what's the motivation for the moment right now? You know, do I feel more drawn to like strategic work? Do I feel more drawn to like housekeeping work where I don't need as much mental effort? Do I feel more drawn to like rest or to physical exercise? And then that, all those things that you need to do, they fall into their right place and you are more productive in that way. And also you will see that your colleagues, your co-workers will respond more harmoniously to you because you respond more harmoniously to them. And in this way, also those job requirements will be met much better, and you will have like a better time at work. On one hand, a better time because it's more enjoyable, and on the other hand, you will get further there. You know, if you plan to get a raise or something, this is what you've got to do. By being alive, you know, other people feel inspired. They naturally follow because you naturally are a leader. By being alive, you assert leadership in your life, and other people sense that on an intuitive level. So your career transforms as well. And last but not least, health. It prevents sickness. Being alive truly prevents sickness, because many diseases come from being not at ease. Being not at ease with what is here, with what is there, with what wants to come up and out. So by learning how to work with our emotions, you know, how to be truly alive and accept everything that is there, we don't push them down anymore. And it is pretty well known that anger, for example, has some correlations with stomach ache and ulcers in the stomach and, you know, you name it. I mean, you've heard about those correlations before. I hope you did. If not, it's really truly now the opportunity to see those connections between emotions and that. But as I'm not a health specialist, as I'm not a medical doctor, I don't want to go too deep into that because I've only have like amateur knowledge about that. So consult the person that you trust for that. But it does transform your health and prevents sickness by you not being so imbalanced. You know, by you not going so much into unhealthy coping mechanisms to handle those emotions, but facing those emotions. So the coping mechanisms could be like smoking or drinking or overeating, you know, having too much of like sexual, you know, lust and like seeking that for relief. All those coping mechanisms basically come from being in balance because we do not find a healthy way to get ourselves back into balance. So we need those unhealthy methods to achieve the balanced state that the body craves. So by not needing those coping mechanisms because we find a healthy way, and the only healthy way is to face what is there, and a byproduct is then the aliveness, but to face what's there. This is really the core also of this disease prevention work. And we also feel compelled to exercise and to eat well, because when we are alive, as I said before, this is our natural state. So we want to keep this state of aliveness, we want to keep this alive and up and prolong that, you know, but not by artificially doing something because we are fearful of losing that, but it just feels good to exercise and to eat clean and well and to be kind to others and to, you know, be loving to your partner and lift him or her up, and your kids and your career, to hit it hard at work or take time out and really go after your hobbies, the work on yourself, whatever that might be. But it feels good to do those things when we are alive, when we are connected to our emotions. We want to prolong this state. So now, I said the objective for this entire preparation module is to see that aliveness basically is the only option. You see, we know our goal, and this is aliveness, and we now have a strong enough why to follow through on this course, to really learn in depth and to do the efforts to take the action steps that I suggest in order to find fulfillment and make the changes in our lives. And what contributes to seeing that this is the only option that we have is to get clear about the benefits. I mean, hopefully you came up with your own benefits. Now we came up together with like general benefits, and now you seem like, you know, man, or whatever, my gosh, that's like the only thing that's really left for me. If you want to transform my life, I can't get around that. This is the thing. That's why I said it's the only real option, because we can't get around that. It's just part of life to become alive again. And yes, why that is, you know, why and how we become alive again, this is part of like the next videos. But, you know, let's not go too fast, too far, too fast. The outcome of this video and the objection that we had was to see that there's no real other option but to be alive. And I hope it's really deep down in you, like the transformation that your whole life can take by becoming alive again. So thank you, and see you in the next video.